International Strategy and Organization. This chapter introduces us to the strategies used by international companies. We explore the different types of strategies available to international companies and important factors in their selection. We also examine the organizational structures that companies devise to suit their international operations. The chapter objectives are to explain the stages of identification and analysis that precede strategy selection. Identify the two international strategies and the corporate level strategies that companies use. Identify the business level strategies of companies and the role of department level strategies. Discuss the important issues that influence the choice of organizational structure, and describe each type of international organizational structure and explain the importance of work teams. Planning and strategy. Planning is the process of identifying and selecting an organization's objectives and deciding how the organization will achieve those objectives. Strategy is the set of planned actions taken by managers to meet companies' objectives. Developing an effective strategy requires a clear definition of objectives or goals and a plan to achieve them. An analysis of capabilities and strengths identifies what a company does better than the competition. Assessing the competitive environment, the national and the international business environments are part of the analysis. A well-defined strategy coordinates divisions and departments to reach company-wide goals effectively and efficiently. A clear, appropriate strategy focuses on the activities performed best to avoid mediocre performance and total failure. International strategy. Firms must determine what products to produce, where to produce them, and where and how to market them. Whether a site for operations or potential market, each international location has a rich mixture of cultural, political, legal, and economic traditions and processes. All these factors add to the complexity of planning and strategy. The strategy formulation process permits managers to step back from day-to-day activities and get a fresh perspective on the direction of the company and its industry. Identify company mission and goals. A mission statement is a written statement of why a company exists and what it plans to accomplish. For example, supply the highest level of service in a market segment. Types of mission statements. Mission statements often describe how a company's operations affect stakeholders, meaning all parties, ranging from suppliers and employees to stockholders and consumers affected by a company's activity. The mission statement of an international business depends on the type of business, the stakeholders, and the most important aspect of the business for goal achievement. Companies must be sensitive to the needs of stakeholders in different nations. Stockholders' needs for financial returns must be balanced against the public interest in countries where production is located. Managers must define global objectives. High-level objectives are stated in general terms, such as to be the largest global company in each industry in which we compete. Business unit objectives are more specific. For example, to mass produce a zero pollution emissions automobile by 2015. Department-level objectives often carry numerical performance targets. For example, to increase global market share by 5% in each of the next 3 years. Identify core competency and value-creating activities. Before managers formulate strategies, they analyze the company, industry, and the national business environment. They should examine industries and nations targeted for potential future entry. Analysis helps managers discover core competency and abilities and the activities that create customer value. Unique abilities of companies. A core competency is an ability of a company that competitors find extremely difficult or impossible to equal. It refers to multiple skills coordinated to form a single technological outcome. Skills are learned through on-the-job training and personal experience, whereas core competencies develop over a long period and are difficult to teach. Value chain analysis. Value chain analysis is the process of dividing a company's activities into primary and support activities and identifying those that create value for customers. Primary activities include inbound and outbound logistics, manufacturing, marketing and sales, and customer service. Support activities include firm infrastructure, human resource management, technology development, and procurement. Each activity is a source of strength and weakness for a company. Primary activities. When analyzing primary activities, managers look for areas in which the company can increase customer value. Support activities. Support activities assist in performing primary activities. A sophisticated infrastructure improves internal communication and supports organizational culture in each primary activity. National and international business environments. National differences in language, religious beliefs, customs, traditions, and climate complicate strategy formulation. Manufacturing processes must sometimes be adapted to the supply of local workers, local customs, traditions, and practices. Differences in political and legal systems complicate international strategies. Different national economies complicate strategy formulation. Now, to check your knowledge, recall what you've just heard and try to answer this question. What are the 3 stages of the strategy formulation process, and what is involved at each stage? The first stage is to identify the company's mission and goals, which involves defining the business and its main objectives. The second stage involves identifying a company's core competency and value-creating activities, which requires analyzing a firm's unique abilities, primary and support activities, and the national and international business environments. The third stage is to formulate strategies, which means selecting a multinational or global strategy and then formulating corporate, business, and department level strategies. Formulate strategies. Strengths and capabilities of international companies and environmental forces play a role in strategy. Generally speaking, companies approach international markets using 1 or 2 international strategies. When following a multinational strategy, a company adapts products and marketing strategies in each national market to suit local preferences. The benefit of this strategy is that it monitors buyer preferences in each local market and responds quickly and effectively to new buyer preferences. The drawback is that it cannot exploit scale economies in product development, manufacturing, or marketing. It is not suited to industries in which price competitiveness is a key to success. Global strategy. When following a global strategy, a company offers the same products using the same marketing strategy in all markets. Firms take advantage of scale and location economies by producing entire inventories or components in a few optimal locations. They perform product R&D in 1 or a few locations and design promotional campaigns and advertising strategies at headquarters. The benefit of this approach is the cost savings from standardized products and marketing. Also, lessons learned in a market are shared. Yet a firm employing this strategy may overlook differences in buyer preferences. It allows for only simple modifications in features. Competitors can step in and satisfy unmet local needs, creating a niche market. Corporate level strategies. Companies in more than one business must formulate a corporate level strategy by identifying the markets and industries in which to operate. Overall objectives for different business units are developed, and the role of each unit in reaching those objectives is determined. Growth strategy. One type of corporate strategy is a growth strategy, which is designed to increase the scale or scope of a corporation's operations. Scale refers to the size of a corporation's activities, whereas scope to the kinds of activities it performs. Organic growth relies on internally generated growth. Other methods of growth are mergers and acquisitions, joint ventures, and strategic alliances. Partners in pursuing this include competitors, suppliers, and buyers. Firms join competitors to reduce competition, expand product lines, or expand geographically. Retrenchment strategy. Another corporate strategy is a retrenchment strategy, which reduces the scale or scope of a corporation's businesses. Corporations cut back the scale of operations when economic conditions worsen or competition increases by closing factories with unused capacity and laying off employees. Corporations reduce the scope of activities by selling unprofitable business units. Stability strategy. Another corporate strategy is a stability strategy, which guards against change and is used to avoid either growth or retrenchment. Corporations have met objectives, are satisfied with accomplishments, and see no opportunities or threats. The last corporate strategy is a combination strategy, which mixes growth, retrenchment, and stability strategies across a corporation's business units. This approach is common because rarely do international corporations follow identical strategies in each business unit. Now fill in the blanks by choosing among the words global, multinational, and preference. The correct answer is multinational. A company that adapts its products and marketing to local preferences in each national market follows a multinational strategy. Business level strategies. A company may need only one strategy for its one line of business, or others may need many strategies. The key to an effective business level strategy is a general competitive strategy in the marketplace, of which there are three: low-cost leadership, differentiation, and focus. Low-cost leadership strategy. A company pursuing a low-cost leadership strategy exploits economies of scale to have the lowest cost structure of any competitor in an industry. Companies contain administrative costs and the cost of its various primary activities, including marketing, advertising, and distribution. Low-cost leadership, based on efficient production in large quantities, guards against attack by competitors because of the large startup cost. A negative aspect of the low-cost leadership strategy is low customer loyalty. Buyers will purchase from the low-cost leader if everything else is equal. A low-cost leadership strategy works best with mass-marketed products aimed at price-sensitive buyers. Differentiation strategy. A company following a differentiation strategy designs product to be perceived as unique. This approach tends to force a company into a lower market share position because it involves the perception of exclusivity or meeting the needs of a certain group. Companies develop loyal customer bases to offset smaller market shares and higher costs of producing and marketing a unique product. Products can be differentiated on the basis of quality, brand image, and product design. Special features differentiate goods and services in the minds of consumers. Manufacturers combine differentiation factors in formulating their strategies. Focus strategy. A company following a focus strategy focuses on the need of a narrowly defined market segment by being the low-cost leader, by differentiating its product, or both. Competition forces more products to be distinguished by price, quality, or design. Greater product range leads to refinement of market segments. Some firms serve the needs of one ethnic or racial group, whereas others focus on a single geographic area. Department-level strategies. Reaching corporate and business-level objectives depends on effective departmental strategies that focus on activities that transform resources into products. Department-level strategies rely on capabilities grounded in primary and support activities that create value for customers. Primary and support activities. Each department creates customer value through lower cost and differentiated products. For primary activities, manufacturing strategies cut production costs and improve product quality. Marketing strategies promote differences in products, and efficient logistics result in cost saving. Support activities create customer value. For example, R&D identifies market segments with unsatisfied needs and designs products to meet them. A discussion question. What are the main differences between the three types of business-level strategy? A low-cost leadership strategy exploits economies of scale to have the lowest cost structure of any competitor in an industry. A differentiation strategy designs products that buyers perceive as unique throughout an industry. A focus strategy focuses on the needs of a narrowly defined market segment by being the low-cost leader, by differentiating its product, or by being both. International organizational structure. Organizational structure is the way in which a company divides its activities among separate units and coordinates activities between those units. An appropriate organizational structure for a firm's strategic plans will help it achieve its goals. Centralization versus decentralization. Centralized decision-making occurs at a high level in one location, such as headquarters. Decentralized decision-making occurs at lower levels, such as in international subsidiaries. Managers cannot get involved in every hiring decision or task assignment. But overall, corporate strategy cannot be delegated to subsidiaries because only top management has the appropriate perspective. Companies rarely centralize or decentralize all decision-making, but seek the approach that creates the greatest efficiency and effectiveness. International companies may centralize decision-making in certain geographic markets, but decentralize it in others. When to centralize? Centralization helps coordinate international subsidiaries. It is important when one subsidiary's output is another's input. Companies maintain strong central control over financial resources by channeling all subsidiaries' profits back to the parent for redistribution to subsidiaries. Other companies centrally design policies, procedures, and standards to stimulate a single global organizational culture. When to decentralize? Decentralized decision-making is beneficial when fast-changing business environments require local responsiveness. Because subsidiary managers are in contact with local culture, politics, laws, and economies, decentralized decisions result in products suited to the needs and preferences of local buyers. Delayed response and misinterpreted events result in lost orders, stalled production, and weakened competitiveness. Participative management and accountability. Decentralization fosters participative management practices. Employee morale is higher if subsidiary managers and subordinates are involved in decisions. If delegated to subsidiaries, decisions about production, promotion, distribution, and pricing can generate greater commitment from managers and workers. Decentralization improves personal accountability. When local managers are rewarded or punished for their decisions, they invest more efforts in making and executing them. Coordination and flexibility. When designing organizational structure, managers seek answers to certain key questions. What is the most efficient way to link divisions? Who should coordinate the divisions? How should the company process and deliver information? How should it use corrective measures? Structure and coordination. Companies need structure to define responsibility and chains of command, lines of authority that run from top management to each employee and specify internal reporting relationships. Companies need structures to bind areas requiring cooperation, such as linking R&D and manufacturing to avoid product designs that complicate manufacturing. Structure and flexibility. Organizational structure is not permanent, but it is modified to suit changes within a company and in its external environment. Changes in strategy and in the business environment force modifications in organizational structure. Some countries are characterized by rapidly shifting business environments. Types of organizational structure. 4 organizational structures are common for most international companies. International division structure. An international division with its own manager keeps domestic and international activities separate. A general manager for each nation in which a company operates then controls product manufacturing and marketing within that market. The international division structure concentrates international expertise in one division, where the manager becomes a specialist in foreign exchange, exporting, and so on. Firm reduces cost, increases efficiency, and prevents international activities from disrupting home operations. Potential problems with this structure are poor coordination between the international division and the rest of the company can hurt performance, and destructive rivalries may arise between different country managers within the division. International area structure. The international area structure organizes a company's global operations into countries or regions. The more countries in which a company operates, the greater the likelihood it will organize into regions, not countries. Each geographic division operates as a self-contained unit, with decision-making decentralized to country or regional managers. It is a useful structure when there are vast cultural, political, or economic differences among nations or regions. By controlling activities in their environments, general managers become experts on the unique needs of their buyers. But because units act independently, resources may overlap and cross-fertilization of knowledge across units can be limited. Global product structure. The global product structure divides worldwide operations according to a company's product areas. It is suitable when a firm has a diverse set of products. Because the primary focus is on the product, domestic and international managers for each product division must coordinate their activities so they do not conflict. Global matrix structure. The global matrix structure splits the chain of command between product and area divisions. Each manager reports to 2 bosses, the president of the product division and the president of the geographic area. It brings together geographic area managers and product area managers in joint decision making. Bringing specialists together creates a team-type organization. This approach increases local responsiveness, reduces cost, coordinates worldwide operations, and can increase coordination while improving agility and local responsiveness. 2 major shortcomings are: first, the matrix form can be quite cumbersome, as the need for complex coordination tends to make decision-making time-consuming and slows the reaction time. Second, individual responsibility and accountability are blurred in the matrix organization structure. Because of shared responsibility, managers may attribute poor performance to the other manager. Work teams. Work teams can be useful in improving responsiveness by cutting across functional boundaries between production and marketing that slow decision making in an organization. Work teams coordinate their efforts to arrive at solutions and implement corrective action. Self-managed teams. Employees from a single department accept responsibilities of former supervisors. In production settings, self-managed teams reduce the need for direct supervisors and increase productivity, product quality, customer satisfaction, employee morale, and company loyalty. Quality improvement teams are the most common type of self-managed team in many manufacturing companies because they reduce production waste and cut costs. Cultural differences can cause resistance to the concept of self-management and the use of teams. Experts suggest that international managers use caution when implementing them. Certain cultures are less individualistic and more collectivist. Some harbor greater respect for differences in status. In cultures in which people are hardworking, teams will be productive